How you spend your mornings will affect the rest of the day. That's why it's so popular to try, for instance, Huberman's morning routine protocol that he shares in his podcast. I've had a mentally challenging start of the year with big life decisions to make, trying to keep it transparent. But when you start the day with a good feeling, you set the standard. And hopefully you can have that positive feeling with you for the rest of the day, when or if life gives you lemons. So in this video, I thought I'll share with you my newly established morning routine for optimizing mental health and productivity. After we got back from Indonesia, we had the perfect jet lag. We were super tired in the evenings and woke up early in the mornings. I do really enjoy this rhythm, so I've done my best with keeping up the same schedule. Every day I set the alarm at 6 a.m. whether I'm going to work or have the day off. Some days are harder than others, but I do love consecutive habits and sustainable routines. And I am definitely a morning person. I try to not rely too much on my Garmin stats, or at least not let them decide how I'm feeling. It's a good tool to have, and some people need numbers to get competitive with recovery or sleep optimization, but I try to only draw conclusions from them in hindsight. I then start the day by lighting a candle and do my morning stretch. I use the GoWOD app that has a specific morning flow with a little less intensity, which is nice those days when you wake up sore all over. My experience is also that the morning flow has a little bit more focus on rotations and hips, something I especially enjoy. I pay yearly since I try to avoid current expenses. And I do think it's worth the price just to keep the habit of stretching. But feel free to sponsor me if anyone from the company is out there watching this. I think stretching is a great complement to hard training and our global sedentary lifestyle. But it is also an opportunity to let the mind rest and focus on the sensation in your body, much like a mindfulness practice. Also a good time to tune in and feel if there's perhaps some part of the body that is extra tense at the moment. I also love getting the stretch done in the morning so that it's done for the day and I don't have to feel that I have an extra chore left in the evening. Rather, I can just shower and go to bed after dinner and a long day. After the stretch, I make my way into the bathroom. Getting closer to 30 has forced me to a skincare routine. Haha. And I'm hoping that my youth activating serum and super multi-corrective cream will make up for all the days spent in the sun and all the mental stress. LOL. I have also bought a super cheap face roller to help with some blood circulation and ease up my frown lines that I get from work and overthinking. Makeup wise, I'm lazy and only use mascara and fill in the eyebrows. I also always chunk 2 to 3 glasses of water in the morning. Gotta stay hydrated. Next step is making the bed. Numerous mails online, like Jordan Peterson, Tim Ferriss, and the author of Atomic Habits, James Clear, say that if you start the day with an easy win, you set a positive momentum for the rest of the day. And making your bed in the morning is one of many habits associated with daily discipline, something that builds a foundation for success. But in my case, I just feel better with order and pretty things around me. Chaos on the inside needs order on the outside. After this, it's finally coffee time. The reward. If I'm going to work, I'll wait until I arrive there. But if I have the day off, I bring my cup to the sofa and start the day with some reading. Each Friday, there's a new release of my favorite magazine. I just love reading about successful people and how they live their lives. For inspiration and hopefully to learn something or get some guidelines for myself, combined with some news and cultural knowledge. Other days I rely on a book. Right now I'm reading David Goggins' Never Finished for motivation to work hard. And I think the Let Them theory will be up next by Mel Robbins. I've heard great recommendations about it, and since I'm easily affected mind-wise, I think it could be good for me. I do not only read self-help books, however. I'm just in a state currently where I feel a bit lost and looking for guidelines or inspiration to make the right decisions ahead. And I do think that books can make a great impact there. I believe reading in general, widens your mind and gives you other inputs than the one you receive daily. Super important if you are surrounded by people that are much like yourself, like most of us are. Other points of view can really help while making life decisions. And it actually can be advice or viewpoints from a made-up fantasy world as well. Then it's time for breakfast, the most important meal of the day. I love breakfast. Today I only had a super simple one with toast and some yogurt with breakfast cereal and raisins. I like repeating on this channel how important it is to eat a lot of carbohydrates if you're training CrossFit. Especially now when it's the open season, the time of year with weekly intensity workouts. I couldn't help myself from signing up when I saw burpees and a dumbbell. If I'm not going to train early in the day, I'm going for a morning walk to get some daylight after breakfast and brushing my teeth. No one looks pretty while flossing, so I will leave that part out of this video, although it's a habit I can't promote enough as a dentist. I'm not as keen on daylight as Dr. Andrew Huberman, but getting daylight early in the day will increase levels of cortisol and dopamine, which will make you more alert and motivated, i.e. get more productive. Moreover, it could help the body set the internal clock, so it's easier to fall asleep at night and improve sleep quality, which also will make you less tired when the alarm goes off in the morning. Huberman and others also claim that sunlight early in the day will enhance your mood and focus and reduce stress, probably also due to being outside in nature while getting that sunlight. Here in Sweden, there's also a huge difference now that it actually is some daylight in the morning, at least earlier than lunchtime. After this, the morning hours are over, in my opinion. So then it's time to take on the tasks for the day. On this day, in my case, it was working on this video. And then I had a super nice lunch date with my sister. Since it was Friday, we also had some good old Swedish fika for dessert, although a healthy addition. Next time I'll hopefully be back with some open content. Until then, remember that consistency is key for all worthwhile things in life, not least when it comes to training.